Welcome back, Vapers. Vaping with the Royals here. Today we're going to be talking just a little more laid back. It's going to be me and you talking about the different styles. Vapors, especially more experienced vapors, we throw out a lot of shit, a lot of different words that don't mean malarkey to a lot of people. Today we're going to cover a wide range of terms and terminology and items that you're going to hear a lot. For example, like tanks and the different types of batteries. We're going to cover different kinds of connections, the differences between juices, bottles, wicks. Alright, we're going to cover all this. We're going to cover the names. And vapors, we like to make shit up. We like to say things. We like to hear ourselves talk. Why else would there be so many of us out there on the internet just talking shit up? Alright, look here. We're going to come back, we're going to go to the opening scene, and then we're going to be right back, and we're going to get down to it. So, let's go. Alright guys, welcome back. Alright. Cyrus Haven here. Today we're going to talk about vaping supply and lingo. Alright? Now, as you may know, we started our small company here in Jackson, Michigan, and down in Georgia. Keep an eye out for our new flavor line that's going to be coming out. It's called White Trash Royalty. We have a myriad of different flavors coming out. Just thought I would give a shout out to us, because we shout to so many. Anyway, back to the subject. We'll have a little toot, and we're going to get on to vapology. Alright. So, as you may know, there are a ton of different terms and lingo out there for vapors and vape junkies alike. All of them, as far as anyone that's outside of the vape community, it sounds like we're making shit up as we go. Alright? And even I've been vaping a while, I understand the mechanics of all this stuff, and even I get lost a lot. There's tons of stuff out there that just seems made up on the spot. And I'm here to try to help you guys figure that out. Alright, Hello Kitty. No, we're not getting into Hello Kitty. Anyway, what we're going to do today is just talk. Not really a review. We'll have a little uppy-closey time at some of the cool stuff we got sent. But nothing anything different. Alright, so today we're just covering items, terms, everything like that. So let's jump right in and start at the beginning. I'm going to go in alphabetical order because I've got it up here on my vlog notes. And it's just the way we're going to do it today because I'm running the show. Well, technically you're running the show, aren't you guys? You watch it or you don't. Okay, we're going to start with adapters or analog, alright? Analog is nothing more than a regular old cigarette with little old Toby, alright? Now, the difference is nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's just a word because we don't want to say cigarettes anymore, so we made shit up. And there are like a dozen different slang terms for regular cigarettes. You've got stinkies, and we've got death sticks, and we've got hot sticks, or hot cigs, analogs, old school even. Tons of stuff out there just describing regular old tobacco-based product. Alright? We're not getting any further into that because we could go on all day about why it's bad for you. Which is why we have this stuff in the first place. Alright? Next, the most common question we're going to get is atomizers. What is an atomizer? Sometimes abbreviated, you're going to hear us call them addies, drippers, tips, such like that. We'll get into all these different types. But an atomizer, this is an atomizer. Okay, guys? This is an atomizer. This has an atomizer. So does this. And even these. They all have an atomizer in them. Alright? An atomizer is the part of an e-cigarette of any type that actually heats up inside. Right? It is the heating element and its bridge. It's what heats the juice to the point of vaporization. That's it. Okay? Don't get confused in the lingo and the mixing. Atomizer is a very base word for nothing more than the hot spot inside this that creates the vapor. That's all it is. Okay? A dozen different names are. We're not going to go over it. Just remember, if you hear an atomizer, don't be like, oh, which part kind of? It's just an atomizer. It's just a heating element. All right? It's a generic term for such. Now, moving on, because that's going to be the least of our worries today, isn't it, guys? All right. Next, we're going to be talking about batteries. Batteries, the term bats, addies. Addies is actually for atomizers. You're going to hear that, but you're going to see it as bat or use or things like that. Now, there are many different types of batteries, all right? And in this subcategory, we're going to cover them because I feel like if I do them all at once, then this video is not going to go on for an hour and a half. Try to keep this down to a low time. All right, we've got standard ego batteries, right? We've got this. This is an e-cig. Fortunal. Don't know. It's the tsunami flavorants. They're good. They're disposable. This is your battery. This is your atomizer. Nothing to it. Alright. Then you have your standard ego batteries. They don't do anything. We covered this in another video. Just a 900 milliamp battery, which just means it's going to last for a little longer. Much superior to this, but still not much to it. Alright, then we have these, the long batteries, Ego C Twists, Ego T's, the Joys, Joyes, it's whatever. Alright, same deal as the Ego, but it's got an adjustable temperature, or voltage to increase or decrease your temperature of the vape. And a standard on-off button like that. Click it 5 times, it's on. Click it 5 times, it's off. Alright. Then we've got the big deal that I want to cover, because this is going to bring the most confusion. The number game, right? Alright. You have your 18500s, your 18350s, your 18650s, your 18450s. Lot of different numbers. Here to tell you it's not as confusing as it sounds. Alright? We have here an 18500. 18500 battery. Simply means it's about 1500 milliamp battery. I think this is rated at a 15 watts. Or yeah. Alright, it's not that big a deal. It's just a plain battery. I'm using the Sony batteries because I find that they are superior to just about anything else. They last longer. They're button top. They're great stuff. Then I got an Ultrafire in here because my Sony is, for the rest, are charging. This is a 18650. 18500, 18650. See, the only difference is the size and how much juice that they can pump out there. It's no different than AA, AAA, and so forth and so on, right? Not a big difference. It's just one holds a little more juice, one's slightly bigger. And it continues that way. 18350 is smaller than this one. 18450 is between 350 and 500. Alright? That's all there is. It's not as bad as we think. So for all of you that are wondering when I go on about I've got it my Nemi or whatever, whether it be my Stingray or my Stellaire, whatever, it's all in 18650 mode or 18500 mode. That's all I'm talking about. Which battery I'm rocking today. That's all. Alright, now moving along. Tanks. Alright? You're going to hear these words involving tanks a lot. You're going to hear the word cartridge, cardos, cartomizers, right? Alright, we're going to get that out of the way. Let me just lock that Nemi there. So she'll stand up. Alright. Cartomizers. Cartomizers are, this has a cartomizer because of the way it's set up, alright? A cartridge and an atomizer in a single unit. All right, these are generally disposable, such as these, right? And the disposable blue or anything like that. It's an inexpensive and hold more juice than a regular cartomizer or cartridge atomizer combination like these, like the blue disposables and such. Cartomizer simply just has more space in it, like where you can re-screw it on there, and then on your rechargeable batteries of these, and you throw the cartridge away, but you keep recharging your battery. That's what the cartomizers are. All right, and it's not just those. All right, these have a cartomizer in them. If they have the tank, right, the tank style, where we've got these that go up inside them. There you go. These can also be called cartomizers. Generally, though, if it's a clear tank, such as the Vivinova, or any one of these styles, they're called claromizers. All right, it's the only difference. It's because it's in a clear tank and it has an atomizer in it. Like all e-cigarette products, they have an atomizer, but they're in a clear tank, so they're referred to as claromizers. It's not as confusing as it looks, but there are several different types, which we've covered in another video. I've got several different things here. Now, that's about it as far as the cartomizers go. Okay, guys? It's not a whole lot to it. Alright, guys. Next up on the list are, excuse me, drippers, drip tips. Alright? This one, I'm set to go. We have here, right next to me, we've got the awhile. You saw me rebuild this last week. Since had it drilled out quite a bit. This is a dripper, okay? A dripping atomizer, also known as an rebuildable atomizer, RDA or RBA. Not an RTA. Now, the only difference, I don't have one right now because my Kraken is broken, and I'm waiting for the replacement tank. So I won't show you that right now because it's not here and I'm not prepared for this. We're going to talk about these. This is a dripper, all right? This Cartel, or Stellaire from Cartel, that I was wonderfully gifted by one of our friends on Reddit. And I will post a link to their site underneath the page here. And yeah, this, all it is a bridge. 3, 2, sometimes 6 posts, depending on what you got. It's got your heating element on it, your atomizer, and this is your atomizer. And it's open air, like this, see? So that you can rebuild such a thing by hand. And instead of having to buy new cartridges or anything like that, you simply drop juice directly onto this thing, see? That's all you do. You drop juice directly on it so that you can... Oh, gotta put that back together. So that you can vape on it, right? That's all it is. You're dropping juice directly onto the atomizer, but no tank. No tank, okay? They do sometimes leak a bit, but all you do, and then you drip it on the top, and you vape away. Like that. Now, what allows you to do so is sometimes people like to use these. They're called drip tips. All it is an extension off the thing, the atomizer tank, or whatever you want to call it, so that you can do this. It's just an accessory that can be used in conjunction with the atomizer, cartomizer, so that you can do it more comfortably and stuff. But some of them have a nice function. They allow for a larger vapor chamber, because some of these, as you can see, even with the drip tips off, the Stellaire is substantially larger than the awhile. I mean, it's huge. So it's got a much larger tank, but this does not. So in order to compensate for that, some of these, like this one, will give you more airspace for more vapor production. And this one has a little heat sink on it, like you find in a computer, to prevent the vapor from being too hot, cooling it off a little bit more before it gets to you. Which is pretty sweet. Yep. So that's atomizers, guys. the only difference between RTA and the RBA RDAs, like we've shown you so far, is an RTA is a rebuildable tank atomizer. What we've got a whip blast. All right. Apparently the floor people are coming and they're going to be messing with our floor. I don't know what that means. So we'll be back. All right. Next on the list is mechs. Mechanical mod. All this is a metal tube that comprises of different pieces. See, there's one. Right now, while it's in 18650 mode, it takes up. Come on. It's comprised of several parts, two of which apparently refuse to let go. So, there we go. Take that beauty ring off there. See? That's it. That's a mech. Right there. That's the Nemesis brass Nemesis. Let's see. It just consists of a metal tube of various parts to hold your battery. Right? Alright. That's all that this is here. Okay? There's nothing mystifying about it. Nothing that should be too confusing. I know you guys are really smart. You're probably looking at me like, what the fuck is he going on about? Why is he being so retarded? Anyway, no, this shit's pretty easy, folks. Once you know what you're looking at, which is what the purpose of this video is, to help you guys understand what I'm talking about, or your friends are talking about, or when you're when you're looking for information online, you understand some of these words a little bit better without the what the fuck does that mean? Alright, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. You know, we're going to be talking about, yeah, that's about it, guys, alright? Mods is just it's two-tone, okay? It can be used to describe modifications to a device or accessory, such as getting more vapor production out of your cartridges, or design variations on these kinds of things, like where I was showing you that I had drilled out my air holes. Hello.
Here, let me help you.
We got a little drop in. Yeah, where I had drilled out my air holes so that we can get this done and get more airflow. Aside from that, it's also used for mod like these, designed for longer battery life and such like that. That's all it is. That's all for today, folks. Be sure to hit us up on Facebook. If you like our videos, like our rebuilds, make sure you subscribe or like our page. And as always, keep calm, vape on.